Okay, we've already recorded some of my live trades today that were shown in real time. The score there was 6-0 and $813.50. But I accidentally stopped the video kind of abruptly, and before I could begin part two, something came up and I had to call it a day. So I thought I'd supplement today's presentation with a replay, which is something I haven't done in a while. So we're all set up here. It's about 4:15 Pacific time, and you can see we've just flipped the parabolic here on the 1 minute chart. We have a bearish crossover on the MACD, and the volume here is rising. The 5 minute chart is not actually going to be moving because it's set to the day session only, so we'll put the time and sales up there instead. Anyhow, we're going to get short right off the bat, and I will start an arrow running here, and let's see what happens. Typically I use 50 times normal speed. There'll be a couple times when I might slow it down a little bit. And as you can see, we've hit the first target, and I will manually trail the stop, although there's also some auto trail functions that are going to kick in here in a bit. You see those flashes of red over here on the time and sales. It means we're tying or exceeding the current daily low. I'm not worrying too much about the stop here because I'm pretty sure we're going to hit that third target. But normally I'd be trailing this manually. And there we go. Now right here, we're approaching what is an actionable entry. We're pushing the Donchian channel up, and we have a bullish cross in the MACD and rising volume, but we're going to wait until right here. We're going to flip the parabolic, and that's going to be our signal. So we'll get long. Okay, I didn't mean to pause it. We'll get going again here. Kind of got excited when we hit our target there. Now I need to slow this down a little bit because this thing's going to drop rather abruptly. So I'm going to go a little slower. Well, it went a little past where I anticipated, but I think we're still good enough here. We will now, having flipped that parabolic, get short. And notice we got a real strong rising volume here. stopped out. Got some serious squirreliness going on here. I'm going to pause this for just 1 second. Okay, I had to pause to go get the mail. All right, we're going to start up again. We said we'd go until we flip the parabolic. Now, this thing may drop some more and give me another opportunity for a short trade, but we'll stick to our plan. Yeah, definitely would have probably hit at least the first target. Oh, yeah. We've got rising volume and a bullish cross in the MACD. And we're getting close to that parabolic, but not quite. All right, there we go. Now, volume's dropping over here, but yeah, it's kind of starting to rise over here. Anyway, we'll go a little bit further. So we see a little bit of an up curl with the volume. Like about that. Okay, so we still have bullish gold on the MACD. Price is starting to rise above the white MA, and we got some bullishness going on here. Well, increase, I should say. So let's get long. First target, second target. Notice how the price is consolidating along the green dash trend definer. And we're stopped out. 1700 is the score, and we just flipped the parabolic. Short. Okay, there's the first target. And stopped out. Pause there and bring the arrow down to its appropriate location. 1775 is our score. Now we've got bearishness on the MACD and bullishness here, but we're going to take our signals from the parabolic today, just for simplicity's sake. And there we go. This thing is shot up a little ways here, so this may have gone a little too far because I don't think it goes up all that high this time around, but we'll see. Oh, there's the first target. As long as we hit that first target, we're typically in the money. Once in a while, the market will really flip around and turn around so quickly that it'll stop us out before the stop can move. But that's rare. Okay, so we consolidate there for a while until the parabolic catches up to it. And then, alright, got it right on the button there. Okay, that's where we ended that trade. Okay, notice here's the R1, which is kind of in the vicinity of where we topped out. Here's our PP down here. Pivot point, that is. Oh yeah, we gotta actually get in the trade. First target. And stopped out. Now this is about where I got out earlier today. Now, at the time I had 813.50. You can see we've got considerably more than that because I took the trades more aggressively in the replay, obviously. But we were profitable at this point, and this is essentially where I had to get ready to leave the office. But we shall continue to play it out, see what happens. Now, we're breaking to the downside, but we said we'd trade based on the parabolic today, so we'll stick with that. But as you can see, we've got a bearish directional pointer and rising volume. So this wouldn't be a bad place to get short. Although it may take a bounce first. Now we're about back. Oh, it's bouncing some more. Oh, let's get long. All right. Went in the hole. We'll reverse. That makes this a blood arrow. Dropped about 1100 and change on that one. Okay. Reverse. Okay, hit the first target. Second target. Actually, that wasn't the second target. I think it was, we had a split fill on the first target. Okay. Yeah, that's what happened. We didn't fill like all 6 contracts on the first one. Okay, and hit the third target. Now it's only 11:30. Alright, it's only 12:01. We flip this guy here, so notice we have not much in the way of bullishness on our 1 minute volume, but it's pretty heavy on the 5 minute. But we're kind of trading based on the parabolic today, so we'll go with that. Currently at 2100, which is less than we had before our loser there, so we're still looking pretty good for the day, but let's see what we can do on the long side. Okay. We ended up with 2 targets there. Okay, stopped out, and we are past 12:30 p.m. Pacific time, which is normally when I quit in the trading room. So we got back to $2,525. We dropped, like I say, about $11.25 on this trade. So let's take a look at all of these. If we push this back, you can see the volume kind of gets bigger. So let's take a look with the crosshairs. Here's the start of our first trade, and you can see we flipped the parabolic to bearish, and we're right at the bottom Donchian channel. Bearish cross in the MACD, and our volume histogram is above zero, and oscillator lines above signal line. So that was a pretty straightforward signal. Over here now, we're bullish on the parabolic, upper Donchian. We've got bullish gold on the MACD. Don't really have it on the volume. Volume catches up a little while later at about this point here. So it's all well. The volume kicks in at about the point where we start to push this thing higher. We only got 1 target out of it, so I think if we'd waited for the volume, we still would have gotten that same 1 target. Now, over here, of course, flip the parabolic. Bearish on the MACD, plus we're dropping below zero, and we've got rising volume. No question about it. And this is right before the open of the day. It's about 16 minutes after 6, so pretty close to the open. And then it gets pretty squirrely. We're stopped out with a 1 target victory there. And we don't get in again until we get in over here. And here I actually waited for the volume, if you'll recall. We flipped the parabolic and could have gotten in right away. Would have probably gotten about the same level of fill, but it would have squirreled around a little bit. And possibly we would have hit the first target and then been stopped out because of this spike. But as you can see, where we got in, MACD was clearly bullish, and we waited this time until we started to get the volume histogram showing some rising there. So 2 targets there, stopped out here. Flipped the parabolic, got short. MACD's dropping below 0, and volume is beginning to increase. So all the signals were there. 1 target there, stopped out on this spike up. Then we flip the parabolic again and get long. Obviously the MACD is rising, and so is volume. So good signals there. Hit 2 targets, stopped out over here. Got short on the next flipping of the parabolic. MACD's already looking bearish, and the volume is beginning to rise. All we got was 1 target out of that and a relatively quick stop out. Stayed out of all this squirreliness until the parabolic flipped again, and this is where we had our loser. Now let's see if we can compress. You can see that the signals were actually there. Obviously, we're flipping the parabolic. MACD is breaking above 0, and you can just barely see that the blue oscillator line is rising above the white signal line and actually peaking up slightly above 0. So this was a good signal. Now, it's possible, let's see, if we'd gotten in at 1702 and the high was 1702.50. So now this was pretty much a loser on the long side no matter what. But the signals were definitely there. So that just goes to show you that you're gonna take a fake out once in a while. Then we get short here when the parabolic flips again. MACD is obviously dropping, and we're right on the beginning of another rise in volume. So we get in, market squirrels around, don't hit the first target till over here. So that took a while. We had to sweat that out. Then we're stopped out. Then we get long on the next flip of the parabolic. MACD is clearly rising, so is volume. And this is where we had a split fill on the first target. It's not actually 2 targets. Then we're stopped out on the next flip of the parabolic, where we get short. MACD is clearly bearish, and we can see the volume histogram is in its increasing posture. Okay, this thing drops. First target, second target, and I guess that was it. No third target on that one. Okay, so then the parabolic flips here, and we didn't really have anything going on with the volume. Again, let's look at the, let's see, what time was this? This was at 12:02, and well, I can't really do that. I'll tell you what, let's do it this way. All right, you can see that at the time we entered that trade, the 5-minute volume was very, very bullish. Oscillator line was way above signal line, and it was above 0. So my thought was the 1 minute's going to catch up. And eventually it did, but if we waited for it, we would have missed the trade. So as it is, we got one more target here. Actually, I guess we got 2, but they were so close together, we've got one arrow kind of on top of one another. First target, second target, and then stopped out. So we got a little aggressive on the volume on this last trade. For the most part, all of the other trades had pretty much congruent signals. Parabolic flipped, MACD was confirming the directionality, and volume was increasing at that moment. So we had, how many trades altogether? We get to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, And I didn't mark the last one. 12. So we were 11 and 1 on the replay. And that's pretty much the max. I'd say we played this one for just about all it's worth. And we ended up with 2,525. So that's another little mini webinar on the workings of my POV system. Okay, folks, everyone have a good one, and we'll see you all maybe tomorrow.